everyone loves talking about real estate, right? So, you're at a soccer game and people, if they know you're in real estate, they're naturally going to be asking you questions about it. So there's always that opportunity to kind of talk about it, even if you are kind of doing something in your personal life.
Welcome to the Realtors Conspiracy Podcast, where we're dedicated to unraveling the secrets to real estate success. I'm your host, Maud Léger, and each week we bring you insights from top realtors, entrepreneurs, and innovators, sharing their success stories, mindset, processes, motivations, and the key to their success. Join us every Monday for a new episode and discover how to crack the code to success and take your business to the next level. Don't miss out on the opportunity to unlock your potential. This week, I'm speaking with Rachel and Christina from the Morgan Wasley Group. Today's chat is all about leverage. Get ready to be inspired as we explore the power of leverage. We'll uncover the secrets of leveraging strong partnerships, embracing a winning business mindset, and the magic of consistency. In our conversation, Rachel and Christina shared their tried and true processes for success, revealing how they simply leverage listings to close more deals. Let's get to my chat with Rachel and Christina. Hi, Christina and Rachel. Welcome to the Realtors Conspiracy Podcast, and thank you for joining us. What is the key to your success?
Thank you so much for inviting us on. This is exciting. For us, the key to our success has been our partnership in real estate. So we helped each other sort of informally before, and then we formally partnered. And just having that person, that sounding board, has just really, really skyrocketed our business in the last couple of years.
Yeah. So, real estate can be such a lonely business, right? It's, you kind of feel like you're always alone on an island. So finding people around you who are supportive, have a similar mindset, similar goals has been really important. And now because of that, we've been able to grow a real estate team, right? We now have agents under us and team members, admin, marketing. So, being able to do that together, it makes the growth kind of exponentially faster.
Yeah. And just finding someone, right, that you can have fun with and offset, your hours so you can still have a life as well, right?
Mm-hmm. I love that. Offsetting your hours, your life balance, but also brainstorming. I'm assuming it works better because you're not just one making decisions.
Yeah, it is. And I find with us too, it's nice because there's really zero ego between us, right? We kind of have the common goal. We celebrate each other's successes. We, cry about each other's losses. Yeah. And it's, you always have someone to kind of build you up a little bit, which is so nice.
Yeah. On the good days and the bad, right? But you just have that person that you can really just rely on, and whether it's a listing and you're like, I don't know what to list this at. What strategy should I do with the offer process? And it's like, you almost become addicted to that. I don't want to make a decision without Christina now because it's so valuable.
Yeah, I can see the value for sure. So I guess tell us from the partnership, since you've been in a partnership together, what is the most impactful thing that you have implemented in your business that brought you success?
Yeah, I think kind of since partnering, and even before, but it's really just treating it like a business, right? Like a lot of realtors can really get down into the weeds and kind of get stuck in it like it's a job and you're very task-based, but having each other, we kind of are able to now kind of step back together and kind of really build it out as a true business, right? It's, we're looking at our marketing expenses or our employees and how is that looking and how can we be reaching our clients and our database? So really treating it like it is really its own machine, right? Which it is at the end of the day.
Yeah. Definitely.
Treating it like a business, it's so clear. It's so important.
Yeah, and being super consistent. That's kind of been the word of the year for us, is just consistency. And we can definitely keep working on that, but having that as our backbone and just knowing that the more consistent we are with our clients, with the other agents, with all of our systems is really going to be what drives us forward.
Yeah, consistency is so key. I love it.
Yeah.
So I guess that might answer the next question, but what is your non-negotiable in your business? What must happen for you to be successful?
I think the difference, but having a balanced personal life, but business as well. Like, so we were talking before, like I have 3 kids, Christina has 2 kids,
Mhm.
you know, going to the soccer games, going to the birthday parties, you know, having family vacations, like that for me is a non-negotiable.
Mhm.
And being able to balance work and personal and be like with Christina here, it makes it so much more achievable. But yeah, that's my non-negotiable.
Yeah, for sure. It's the same, but I think it's too, like when we're talking about, going to things with our kids or having activities that you're a part of, if you're in a volunteer organization, those are still all opportunities to talk about real estate and to mention it, right? You're not like a silent realtor, right? Everyone loves talking about real estate, right? So, you're at a soccer game and people, if they know you're in real estate, they're naturally going to be asking you questions about it. So there's always that opportunity to kind of talk about it, even if you are kind of doing something in your personal life, per se.
I, I would say, yeah, talking real estate is something you can easily do
Yeah.
in your personal life. It's not like draining or anything.
Yeah, people get excited about it, right? And so like being prepared to have that conversation with people, like know the market stats, know what's going on in your area, like what recently sold, because chances are you're going to be asked and you're going to be having that conversation.
Yeah. So this way you're kind of the expert, right? If everyone on your son's soccer team knows that you always have the answer, what's going on in the market, they're going to be asking you, right? What just happened with the interest rates or inflation numbers? How's that going to impact real estate, right? It's make sure you know that. So when someone comes to you with those questions or asks you your thoughts about it, you have something to say.
Yeah.
I love it. That's super cool. We talked about treating it like a business. So what would be your number one business process or procedure that you have implemented that you couldn't live without, I guess?
Yeah, so for us, we really focus on our lists and kind of having all of our processes in place. Like every listing that we do is treated the same. We have the same process, who's dealing with what, which task is for an admin, which task is for the marketing person, which one are we managing? So it's always very consistent, right? I know we talked about consistency before, but every kind of listing, buyer, a lease, all has systems in place to kind of keep it consistent.
And like literally just a checklist, right? It's like from the minute this person calls you till like forever, really. It's like there's a step-by-step process for every little thing, and everyone knows their job and their role in that checklist. So
that's amazing.
It makes it very easy.
That would bring, like, how do you leverage your listings? How do you get your listings to get you more listings?
We definitely do a lot of marketing and social media, but I think the biggest part of our business is past clients and referrals. Right. So if we do a really good job on a listing or with even a buyer client, and we're super consistent and the communication is there and the client feels like they were really taken care of, and then they become a part of our little Morgan Wasley family, they're going to tell their friends and their family about us. And that is the ultimate goal, because we want to work with people that want to work with us, but generally if they're referred, they're like-minded, they're going to be fun, and we're going to ultimately have fun working with them.
Yeah, I love it. That's so cool. They're going to repeat business. It's a testament to how great you were with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why too, like we treat every client and every property and every listing the same, right? Whether you're a smaller lease or a big $3 million home, you're going to get the full staging. You're going to get the glossy brochures. You're going to get all the marketing and video and all of that, so that everyone feels like they're being treated like a VIP, right? Because for that person, it is, right? That's their home, and that's a huge transaction for them, regardless of the purchase or sale price, right? So by having that consistency, it's, they feel like a rock star and they want their friends to have that same treatment.
I love how you say, like, treating them, they feel VIP, because it is the most expensive thing they've ever bought, mostly.
Yeah.
It's their easy treatment for, I love it. That's super cool.
Yeah. It's a huge decision, right? And sometimes, us and realtors, we get lost in it because we do it every day, but for them, it's a huge stressful process, right? And so, they want and they need a little bit of extra handholding, right? And we know that that's what's going to help them. And if that's going to make them feel more comfortable for us to, check in on them, or maybe make sure their kids are okay, or their pets, or whatever it is, we kind of always want to make sure that they feel that they're kind of getting that full kind of concierge treatment.
And then oftentimes it become their go-to for like other suggestions too, right? Like, oh, do you guys like this pillow or this pillow? Or like, what do you like, electricians? We really want to be like a one-stop shop in that way.
Yeah. Offering, again, the partnership feel, the family team. I love it.
Yeah.
What would you say like you treat it like a business. So where do you get your education from it, or your ongoing personal development on the business side? Where do you go to for resources?
So I think the biggest thing there is we're a part of a really progressive, incredible brokerage. So I found that by partnering with Remax Escarpment, who we're with, we have so many resources available to us. They're always bringing in outside trainers. Last month they brought in a leader from Ritz-Carlton to do a presentation to us. Our broker Conrad's always out kind of going all around the world, learning and speaking and bringing back different tips and tools. So by kind of surrounding ourselves with that bigger network of agents and people ahead of us, then it really kind of helps us stay on top of it as well.
Yeah, that's super cool. Keeping on the education, on the innovation.
Yeah. And like continue to be coached, right? And because you can never stop learning. There's always something to learn about this business. So yeah, I think that's really important.
And that still goes back to leveraging your partnership again with the
yeah. And like traveling to different conferences and seminars, and not only are you going to meet other realtors and network there, but you're gonna walk away with something, or 3 things that you can then take back and implement into your own business.
Yeah, love it. So business advice, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Oh,
I think it kind of goes back to that, like, always using every opportunity to kind of talk about real estate almost, right? It's like live a big life, right? If you're really into volunteering and pets, go volunteer at, the shelter, but you can still talk about it and kind of do that there, right? It's go to your kid's soccer game, but you can still maybe wear your real estate hat or whatever it is. There's opportunities everywhere to speak to people, and you never know when one conversation is going to turn into something.
yeah.
Right. So it's really just kind of leveraging every opportunity you can to be out there and to kind of be social. Right.
Yeah. And I think on that note, it's one of the biggest things I was taught is people are going to work with you if they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So those 3 things are just always in the back of my mind of like, I need to get there with this person, and then it will grow into this great relationship, which can turn into like hundreds of transactions over the years, right? Because if they refer me, then there's always going to be a route to that.
Yeah, it's not just them doing one buy and then a sell later and another buy. It's who else are they going to refer from there?
100%, right?
Yeah, it can snowball into so much more, and you just never know where the opportunities can come from. So, yeah.
Tell us, what is your success mantra? Because success for everyone is different. What is your definition of success?
I think for us, we've kind of created this little family within our clients. Like we do a lot of client events. So we do, 5 or 6 big events a year. Like last month we rented out a movie theater and had everyone for that. And we do, a big street party and bringing bouncy castles. So for us, it's just about having this community of people. It's like almost like you're in this like little secret club of ours, right? It's where people get excited to come out and see us, and maybe they sold a house 3 or 4 years ago, but they still come out to our events, and they feel like they're a part of a family with us, which is so important to me as well, or to both of us. But it's it's not just about the transaction, it's really about the long game for us, right? It's building these long-standing relationships that goes beyond just a transaction.
Yeah, and then people feel like they're taken care of, and that they're not just like another paycheck for us, right? They know we care about them, and they know how important they are to us.
Yeah, and we get to see their little families grow. Like we put someone in a house and maybe they were pregnant or just got married, and now we get to meet the kids and watch them grow. Like it's such a fulfilling job in so many ways, and we get to be a part of such a huge piece of someone's life, which we don't take for granted at all.
No.
That's cool. And then as you're building your team and your business, what kind of people are you looking for to join your team? What are characteristics or attitude that you look for in people?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you have to be, I'm trying to think of a good, you have to be hardworking. You have to sort of love this. You have to be loyal and like family oriented for sure. You have to love wine. We like our wine. But I think also just like really wanting to be a part of a team. Like you're not in it for yourself. Like we said earlier, like we celebrate everybody's wins, right? So we're so happy when someone gets a transaction or a win of any kind, right? Personal or business. And so just really wanting to be a part of that same culture and that same mindset is I think, really important to us, and just building with people that are very like-minded to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a job where, you could go a month without a paycheck, right? But it's really just about supporting each other, working together, having a positive mindset, right? It's knowing that, we're all working together for this greater goal, right? And we're all ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty, right? Like we've cleaned our clients' houses if maybe the cleaner couldn't show up, or we're out there moving furniture or doing things, or, I've had a neighbor with a house say, come over to my house when there's a showing because, I know you need somewhere to go for an hour during COVID and everything's closed. So we kind of are always ready to go the extra mile. So we want to make sure that whoever joins our team is of that same mindset, right? We're always thinking bigger picture.
I mean, there's nothing you wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I can tell, like, you're wanting that from someone, but it's also who you are. So you're hardworking, you're putting it out there, you're getting out there. So you could attract the people.
And at the end of the day, like if I'm working with a client and maybe, I'm not available and they're going to go see a house with Rachel or someone else on the team, I want to make sure that I'm sending them out with someone that I would want to buy a house with myself, right? So they really need to, not be the same as us, but have some very similar ways in the way that they operate, right?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like very consistent for the client again, right? Consistency
comes back. I love it.
Yeah. Full circle.
Looking at the market now and what's coming up, or the uncertainty in the future, like how do you adapt to changing markets and factor that in and all the impact it has in your business and the real estate industry?
Yeah, so I think in terms of changes with the industry, there's always going to be new technology coming up. I know right now a lot of people are talking about AI and, people wanting to sell their houses themselves, or, things are going digital. And I think with that, it's, it's still our job to sift through all the information and to really know our numbers and to be able to understand what's going on and to still be their sounding board and to be able to come at them and say, yes, you're reading these 4 headlines, but here's what it really means. Here's what we're seeing feet on the ground. And here's, our recommendations, right? There's always going to be someone who's going to want to do it themselves for cheaper. And that's great. They can go do that. But there's always going to be someone who wants that little bit of extra service, that guidance, and will see the value in what you're offering.
I love it. This is such a great way to see it because not everybody wants to be a client.
No, and it's kind of like we said, right? We want to work with people that we're excited to hang out with, that I want to invite to my event and I want to see you later, right? So not everyone's going to be that person.
Yeah. And just like making sure you're educating them, right? And we're in the field every day. As Christine said, they're just listening to headlines, which we know can be, super, super scary at times. So just really kind of breaking it down and giving them the facts that we're seeing in the field, just like shifts their mindset a little bit, right? And I mean, for us, I think we've been doing it long enough where we have a nice solid database that when we do see these lulls in the market, we don't necessarily see it as much in our own businesses. Right. So that's, again, like we're super consistent. So we don't panic as much as maybe we did when we were only in the business, for a couple of years. But yeah, I think just nurturing those databases and just making sure that the clients are informed and not scared to leave their homes.
No, that makes sense. That is so great. Thank you so much for sharing all of those tips and tricks and how you build your business. It's really a success story there. Tell us, where do we find you? Where is your online presence?
So, I mean, you can find us on Instagram at Morgan Wasley Group, or our website is just www.morganwasley.com. And that's kind of the best way. And then you can also grab our personal accounts as well. Yeah, which I'm sure we can link that.
Yeah, we'll link that all there. Thank you so much. That was so great to hear from you.
So much fun.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for inviting us.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked this episode, please share it with others and help spread the word. Together, we can inspire and empower more people to crack the code to real estate success.